Praise ye the Lord, hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord, hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord, hallelujah. Praise ye the Lord. Praise ye the Lord, hallelujah.
To be different is to be a Christian. Peace be with you, dear friends. I'm really excited to reflect along with you on today's gospel passage, John chapter 15, verses 18 to 21. I find a strong competition between two entities in the gospel of today. What are these two entities? The tough competition is between Jesus and the world. Let me read out a few lines from the gospel of today. If the world hates you, realize that it hated me first. If you belong to the world would love its own. But because you do not belong to the world, and I have chosen you out of the world hates you. In order to understand what John meant by the world, we should go back to the world he was living in. The history will tell us the circumstances under which he was writing this gospel. The scholars say that John wrote the gospel at Ephesus in Asia Minor, which is today's Turkey, around 90 AD. Asia Minor was under the rule of Roman Emperor. There was severe persecution against the Christians. The Christians were sentenced to death for the mere fact that they were Christians. The Christians would not dare to reveal their identity so easily to others. More so, the Roman world hated the Christians. Why do you think so? There are many reasons. Let me try to share a few with you. The Christians insisted that they had no king but Christ. Persecution came to the Christians because they put Christ first in their life. There was this custom of worshipping the Roman emperor. The Christians would not worship the Roman emperor. They were ready to die than to bow down their head before the king. The early Christians were really daring. They chose the kingdom of God, but not the kingdom ruled by men. They were living in this world, but their faith affirmed that they were not of this world. We also come to know how persecutions and sufferings come to those people who put God first in their life. Secondly, they were said to be cannibals. This accusation came from the word of the sacrament, the Eucharist. Thirdly, they were accused of dividing the families. In a way, that was true. Pay attention to this point as it is really interesting. Christianity brought not peace but a sword. Matthew chapter 10 verse 34. Often a wife became a Christian and a husband did not. Often children became Christians and parents did not. Then the home was split and the family was divided. Friends, this was the world of John, the world which was without God and against God. What can one expect from the godless world other than persecutions and sufferings? The Christians were different because they were with God, and that was what landed them in trouble. Even today, the basic demand on the Christians is the demand that they should have the courage to be different. To be different will be dangerous, but none of us can be a Christian unless we accept the risk, for there must be a difference between the men and women of the world and the men and the women of Christ. Let our words, deeds, and actions show that we belong to Christ. Let the world be inspired and impressed to ask, "Are you a Christian?" And we shall together answer, "Yes, we are Christians." Let this be our reflection for today. God bless you.